A lot of organizations have had to regroup over the COVID-19 crisis and find new ways of doing things. In Niagara, we have the Bravo Niagara Festival of the Arts. They had to cancel a few of their events that were planned for the upcoming months, but they're moving on, trying something they've never done before, and that is the world premiere of a new video, a version of the song We Are the World. Joining us from his home in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, we have the bass player on this and a key central figure, Bakithi Kumalo. Welcome, Bakithi. It's great to see you today.
Thank you, Mike. It's an honor for me to be a part of everything.
Bakithi, this song, how did it come together? How did you decide on We Are the World, and why is that song appropriate for this particular event?
First of all, I'm just going to start by saying this song, it was done long time in the 80s. While I was still in South Africa, it used to be called USA for Africa. And I used to love this song so much, and the fact that, USA, they were doing something for Africa, and it became like really, really an amazing song. But then a few years later, when I moved to the States, and I got a call from Christine Mori to be part of the Bravo Niagara project. And I went to Niagara, and then I worked with the kids, and I played with Linnell Lewis' band for a minute. Then came back home, and then the pandemic thing started. And then we call each other and talk about what's going on now with this situation. And then she came up with the idea of, like, you remember that song, We Are the World, and what do you think we can do with this? And I said, listen, you just said the word, so let's do it. Let's do it.
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
The musicians and the singers from across Canada, across the United States. You had Eric Bazillion, originally from Philadelphia, now living in London. So this really is a worldwide effort. Everyone, I'm assuming, was putting their parts down in front of their phones, in front of their computers at home, and editing this all together. It's quite an endeavor. It sounds a lot more difficult than what we might imagine looking at the finished product.
Yeah, it's a really lot of work because when you do the visual thing, like at home, you want to make sure that everything is good, like your background is okay and your sound is okay, everybody. But it was a lot of work. But I guess that's what's happening now, that you can do a lot of these kind of things at home.
You mentioned working with kids here in Niagara last year when you were here for Bravo Niagara. Some of those kids are involved in this video as well, from Lower Seacourt, and you also have some kids from the Oakville area. What can you say about their participation in this?
Man, first of all, I will start with those kids that I visited from when I went to Niagara, and I worked with them the day after I arrived. I came at night, then the next morning I was with these kids. I was nervous because, when you're going to work with the kids, first you have to look at them like, are they happy to be here or what? But these kids, they proved to me that they were really ready for me, and I had to be ready for them. And we had such a great fun, and we're working. We had I think 2 bass players, and these bass players, they were challenging me, playing me some stuff and slapping all kinds of stuff. And I said, man, this is your world, this is about you now, and I can just contribute and give you a little bit of, myself to you to say, look, go forward now, because I've done this, and I was saved by the bass from South Africa to see the world, because if I didn't play the bass, I don't know, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. The bass saved my life, and I did it in a way that I just didn't worry about what was going on, with the stuff in South Africa. And I said, that's not my department to fix this problem, but my department is to look forward and do what was right for me, and just stay consistent with my thing. That's my speech to the kids, like, stay consistent. Whatever you do it and finish it. done because it's easy to be redirected. And I mean, I could have been redirected in South Africa, but I just stayed with what was important for me. And finally, with some people with some amazing ears, they heard my playing and they gave me opportunity. Paul gave me a chance, and to be on tour with him, all these countries, the world, the whole world. It was such an amazing experience, and so I want these kids to have that.
Bakithi, thank you very much for your involvement here locally with Bravo Niagara. We can't wait to see the world premiere of We Are the World on Bravo Niagara and their new amplified series Tuesday, May 12th. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Mike.